الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم، أما بعد فإن أحسن الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وإن شر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. أما بعد، جزاكم الله خير مدير الفترة. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless all of you, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make the session for His sake, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it this forever. So, shall we're going to be continuing our series, which will be talking about the explanation of the Hadith of Imam Nawawi. And today we're going to be talking about Hadith number 7. So, and it's a really important. It talks about the importance of advice, the importance of advice. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, or the Hadith said that عن أبي رقية تيم بن أوس الداري رضي الله عنه أن الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: الدين النصيحة. قلنا: لمن يا رسول الله؟ قال: لله ولكتابه ولرسوله ولأئمة المسلمين وعامتهم. رواه مسلم. So this hadith was narrated by Ubay ibn Qayyim, where he said that he had heard from Prophet Muhammad that the deen or the religion is an advice. So the Sahaba asked, who is this advice is for? They said, this is for Allah, for His book, for His Prophet, for the Islamic leaders, for the scholars, and for everyone else. And for everyone. So, brothers and sisters, this hadith initially, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam emphasized on what? That the deen or the religion is an advice. And that shows, brothers and sisters, that, that the magnitude and the importance of advising others. Because how our actions won't be rectified. And all of us make mistakes. يعني جل من لا all of us make mistakes. And as Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, كل ابن آدم خطأ. All of us make mistakes. Every son of Adam make mistakes. Now the question here, brother, is how would someone fix these mistakes? How could someone fix these mistakes? That's the issue. And in order for these problem issues to be fixed, we are not taught, eternal knowledge. You don't come out of the, the womb of your mother knowing everything. People teaches you, people advise you, people uh, show you the right way. So the advice have to come from someone who is knowledgeable to someone who is less knowledgeable. you know? So, and in order for you to improve your life, is the one who accept that advice, who accept that advice. So the issue here, brothers and sisters, and this is, applies to each and everything in our not necessarily only in the matter of everything. How are you taught this profession? How are you taught to be a lawyer? It's just a series of advices that you have received from someone who is more learned than you. How are you taught to be an engineer? How are you taught to be a lawyer? Someone can there and tell you, you have not done this right. This is the right way to do. And then if you accept that advice, you improve and you become a better individual. And this becomes more essential when it comes to the matter of our life. The reason why we exist, you know, some people have ego issues. A lot of people have ego issues in which that they are not willing to accept some advice, and they're willing to be thrown out for a long time until they get it, until it's time to wake up, until it's time that I should take a step forward. With many people, and that's why Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam he said in he, the Sahaba asked him, who is the one who have arrogance? Is it the one who have nice clothes and they look nice? No. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the one who does not accept the one who have arrogance is بطر الحق, يعني the one who does not accept the حق, وغمص الناس, the one who look down on the one who does not accept accept an advice. Sisters, that's the issue here. Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم did يعني in another hadith, they said al-hajj عرفة. That what is hajj? Hajj, the one of the main pillars of Islam, which is pilgrimage. What is hajj? Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم said al-hajj عرفة. يعني going to Arafah, a place in the Arabian Peninsula. Going there is hajj. And the same thing here. The deen is nasiha, is advice. That you advise each other, you show the people, and some people are willing to accept the advice, and some people are not. So the advice is whom? For whom? And that's what the next question the Sahaba have asked. Who is this advice for? They said, Lillahi. We advise for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And how do we advise for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That we tell others about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We show the bounties that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have on us. We show the beauty the way we're going toward Rabbil Alameen. Showing showing that this earth did not come came out of nothing. It came out of a creator, and this creator had names, attributes, and this creator told us of how to worship him and how to know of him and how to get close to him. And this creator has sent many prophets to this earth that shows us the way. So you advise people about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You advise people about the Sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it's so uh, so so the issue here is that we tell people about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of all of the worlds, the creator of the heaven and of the earth. And the next step, what do we advise people about? About the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَلِكِتَابِهِ. And how do we advise people about the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? First of all, we defend the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We show that this book is indeed the final revelation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We protect people. We protect it from the attacks of the people because we believe that this book is infallible. It doesn't have any mistakes because it came from the divine, you know. And we protect it from human alteration. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have preserved it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have preserved this book since its revelation. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We defend it from attacks. This book defends itself, but we have to do our part of defending it by showing people the right way. How do we advise people about it? That we tell them that we believe in it. We believe in the book, and we have no doubt what this book, anything in that book. You know, how do you advise people about this book? By following, by following it, and that's the third part. We follow what's inside the book. We don't just pick and choose whatever things that we like and things we don't like, because anybody can do that. Anybody, actually, anybody in this earth can technically, in one way or another, then following something from the Quran and they're rejecting. But where the challenge comes in, that you follow things that you think is easy, and you challenge yourself with things that are difficult, and later on you will taste the beauty of that. Later on, you will taste the beauty of that. And fourthly, how do you advise people about it? If you tell the people what it's halal and it's haram, and we believe in it. And that's one of the ways we advise people about the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second or third, how do we how do we um, how do we advise people about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? First, you first of all that you show that you are following follow Muhammad sallallahu follow his you follow his behavior, you follow you follow how he treated his neighbors and how he treated his wives and how his wives treated him. You follow how he dealt with people in difficulties. We follow how he dealt with everyone else, and he was a mercy to all humanity. And the second thing is and Prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لقد كان لكم في رسول الله أسوة لمن كان يرجو الله واليوم الآخر. You had and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had the best of examples. distant examples, and we follow him. We follow. We love his sunnah because we believe that the more you follow him, the more likely you will see him. Probably the more you will see him in this world rather than the hereafter. Because a lot of people end up seeing Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in their dreams. And whoever sees Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his dreams, he will eventually see him in the hereafter. And meet him. That's an honor. Second is that we believe in him. We don't we don't doubt the things the facts that came to us from him. We don't deny it. We don't mock it. We don't make fun of it. We believe it and we honor it. We cherish it. Third, and that we believe everything that he came to us from him, you know, and we follow it. We follow it, and we would not would move away from things that he forbade us from. We would move away the things that he forbid us from. Fourthly, we defend his honor, and we love him because because sometimes you see people they rather defend their own nationalistic, you know, agenda, their flag, but they care less if the honor of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is being tarnished and talked about. They would care less. But rather, a true believer is the one who defends sallallahu alaihi wasallam by defending him verbally, talking about him. Mhm. And we believe in it, and we follow everything that he says. يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول. All you believe, you follow Prophet Muhammad, follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So it's not just something that we just say in our mouth. We follow him. We follow. Know that by following Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you are following Allah, the Creator. من يطع الرسول فقد أطاع الله. Whoever follows Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he have indeed followed Muhammad, followed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Third, and we advise to the A'immat al-Muslimin. Who are the A'immat al-Muslimin? First, the A'imma here have two sides of the coin. One, the scholars, the righteous scholars, and two, the righteous leaders, the righteous leaders. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, brothers and sisters, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala um, يعني, have honored these two people by giving the very first category knowledge, and the second one, He gave them leadership if they were righteous. قل اللهم مالك الملك تؤتي الملك من تشاء وتنزع الملك ممن تشاء وتعز من تشاء وتذل من تشاء بيدك الخير إنك على كل شيء قدير. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he honors whoever He wants and He elevates whoever He wants and He take away the honor from whoever He wants. So how do we honor the scholars, brothers and sisters? And that's the very first category. You know, we honor them by loving them because we love the scholars who are righteous, not the sellout right scholars, not the scholars that scholars for dollars, the scholars who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you see that by looking, you'll see their righteousness by looking at them because they implement it in themselves in their lives. They're not hypocrites who follow the money and follow the tyrants. You follow you advise the deen, you advise for the deen by following these people, following these righteous scholars, and you help them by spreading the knowledge that they had, spreading, and then you defend them because sometimes, brothers and sisters, you have to understand the following: a righteous scholar, and the same thing with the prophets. Once you have a good righteous scholar, the satans of this earth, they're not gonna clap for him. They'll try to stab him in his back and try to distort his image. But if this guy if he is truly a righteous scholar, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will defend him and defend his honor. But if you know the fact for fact that this guy is honorable and righteous, this is your right to defend him too. Your right to defend him too. So that's the يعني يعني that يعني this is one of the ways that you would defend a scholar. Follow him, love him, spread his deen, defend him when is it needed, because sometimes and that's why do you think the satans, the human satans are exist? Why? Because they don't want people to follow the truth. So how are they gonna how they gonna do that? By distorting the images of the righteous people. Look at this sheikh have done this and this, and if this sheikh does this, I don't want to follow him. Huh? So the thing is, you have to investigate. I mean, not every claim is truthful, and if it's truthful, it's something else. If it's truthful, it's something else. If it's truthful, I would say of two types. If one, scholars make mistakes. That's one. And second, how big of a mistake is it? Is it a treason? Is it something that's going to ruin his reputation, or is it a small mistake that can be interpreted in different interpreted differently based on perspective? No. It was something like something somebody have made a treason. That's something else. But it's a small mistake. Let it go, because and even though he's a scholar, but he's still a human being, and he will make mistakes. He will make mistakes. So that's something that we always have to evaluate. If anybody, again, some people, let's not take things to extreme here, because some people are not willing to even accept criticizing a scholar. No, we're not going to go to that level, because yes, we honor them, we respect them, we love them, we defend them, we spread their knowledge, but they're not gods. They're not gods. They are not gods. They make mistakes. They make mistakes, and sometimes you would have to evaluate and see, okay, this, whatever the person who with the claim, whether they have any proofs to back their claim or not. Okay, so that's something that need to be looked at. Okay, now, and what about if a scholar did make a mistake? You advise him, you show him, and many of these righteous scholars, brothers and sisters, they back up. They retrieve their claim out of the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that shows that these people are righteous, because they're not going to stick to their say just because. No, because they are following the truth rather than they're following their own opinion. And that's again a sign of a righteous person who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he's willing to break his words in front of the truth. He's willing to break his word in front of the truth. The second type of leaders, brothers and sisters, are whom? The righteous leaders. Now, brothers and sisters, this is kind of a thorny subject. In Islam, we're supposed to honor, defend, give bay'ah to an honorable, righteous leader. Because what? وأطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول. وإن تنازعتم في شيء فردوه إلى الله ورسوله. إن كنتم تؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر. That if you fight among yourself, then you go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet. So these leaders are supposed to follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet. But if they're not, then no, we don't. And if they're righteous leaders, yes, the same thing applies to them. We defend them, we honor them, and we give bay'ah to them. We give an oath of allegiance to them. This is if they were righteous. And if they're not, then this is the kind of something that the scholars have differed among themselves as far as what's the best way to go about it. Some scholars said that it depends whether he have made kufr bawah or not. He had made an obvious kufr, then you would not give allegiance to them, or not follow them. But that's not the point of this talk today. But again, The essence of this talk, brothers and sisters, is to show that what? The importance of nasiha, the importance of an advice to our deen, and how almost everything in within our religion is entailed with it have to do with advice. Ad-dinu an-nasiha. Religion is an advice. I hope that we be able to grasp that concept and start advising each other and accepting the advice of others. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide all of us. جزاكم الله خير لاستماعكم سبحانك وبحمدك نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر الذين عملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر جزاكم الله خير والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.